Right, okay. Well, we are live. Apparently, YouTube agrees that we're live. That's
Ah,
remarkable, really, isn't it? Yes, so welcome to this week's MBTV News, or maybe I should say Metaworld News, or maybe I should say Mal Burns News, because that's my name. But on the interwebs, it's disgusting, really. I have been forever squashed.
oh,
And if you want to find me on Twitter, you have to go to twitter.com/MALBURNS. No spaces allowed. I've had an idea. Maybe I shall petition this bloke. Have we got a picture? Active? I
oh,
think we
oh.
have.
Let's see here. If I jump out.
If
Oh,
we
who is
didn't
this
know,
bloke?
Mr. Muskie has got a new toy to play
Ah,
with this week. Oh, he hasn't fully got it yet, but he's sold a lot of other stuff in order to find the money to buy it. And it's a funny toy because when he squeezes it, it twitters. Yes, it tweet. So maybe I shall ask Mr. Musk if he can inaugurate a space between my names for me to tweet with. Dear, oh dear. Sorry about that, folks. Back to the introductions. Okay. So I'm here and you are there. Is one way of putting it. My name is Mal Burns. Find me on Twitter, twitter.com/MalBurns, or one word. You can also look at twitter.com/Metaworld News, which, despite being the same name as this show, actually features more sort of specific news about OpenSim and actual virtual world. So, the way it's evolved, so to speak. Here in the studio, I am joined by none other than James Atlloud. Welcome, James.
oh, thank you, Mal. Here we are again, giving
Here
out
we
all the
are
news
again.
that's news to know.
All the news that fits.
That's
Once a
right.
quote from Rolling Stone, and so here we are again. I think it's another rock lyric from somewhere, but
I
it's
just,
such an obvious one. It's
I,
probably in a hundred.
I just
It's
know
not.
nothing but rock lyrics.
Here we
Uh,
go again, playing the fool again, or something. I don't know.
yep.
That's appropriate for me, isn't it? Here I go again, playing the fool again, folks.
Ah,
Yeah,
right.
right. Okay, well, behind the scenes, James here is fiddling with the knobs as usual. Yeah, he likes fiddling with his knobs, but the reason he's doing it is to adjust the audio and the video and all the settings behind the scenes that allow you to get multiple audio, multiple camera shots, and everything else. So, for basically, he James is medicine. He's actually a drug. He's a cure for talking heads,
Ah, okay.
aren't you?
Yeah, sure.
You're a
I,
living
I'd go
cure
for
for
that.
talking. Oh, it's cure for talking heads. Yes, indeed. Ah, I'm going to have to remember that one. Remember that's your new tagline until I think of another one.
All right.
Right. Okay, and we are looking at links and news in, well, we don't use the metaverse word anymore now, but virtual worlds, immersive spaces, and haptic technology that relates to, advanced um, interfacing, should we say like that? And there's always a little bit to do there. We're tight on time because we're on another program in an hour's time, so we have to get this one over fairly quickly. So I'll go dive sort of straight in, as it were, to see what we've got. Yeah, you saw the first picture, which was the news that Elon Musk has bought Twitter. Mixed reaction. People are, joining Mastodon intros, which is nice in a way, but I think we have to wait and see what he does with it. He can have all the money in the world, but if he hasn't a clue what he about, we'll have to see. Okay, quick on-screen ad for Ready Player Me. It's a website you can find. You can get cross-game avatar platform. So you can make cross-game avatars there, use them in Ready Player Me, but also export them to about 500. I think it's near 1,000 other spaces now. What else have I got here? Okay, this one's a thing for folks in Britain, but I don't know how long it will be before it spreads to the rest of the world. Basically, Apple TV, Netflix, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, etc., are now under the law are going to be regulated just like linear, old-fashioned TV broadcasters in the UK, which means they'll have to conform to all sorts of legal requirements. Um, which broadly speaking means they're going to be censored if they want to broadcast in the UK, or censor themselves, I should say. Who knows? Who knows? But the white paper is due, and then it will go through Parliament and become law. It's that simple, really. Finally, on the picture post, as it were, which isn't really a picture post because there's no pictures in these days. This is where are we? Where's the day? There, May the 10th, which is about 10 days' time. Now 7 p.m. Pacific to 9. It's a discussion on entering the metaverse, looking at the different software platforms. And there are going to be speakers from HTC, Epic, Unity, NVIDIA, Chronos, Mozilla Hubs, and WebXR, and no doubt a few more. And it's part of the SIGGRAPH people thing. It's actually part 2 of a thing called Visions of the Metaverse. The first one has already happened, if I remember. Okay, so just a bit of a bit of whatever here. Okay, and yeah, I think that's it for the picture department, or at least for this show it is. And
Oh my!
oh my! Is that dust in my nose or something?
Are we okay? Everything's
Yeah,
battened down, I think.
Don't know where it came from. It's just a sneezing fit. Nothing respiratory or anything more serious. Right, okay, so having got that out of the way, I shall minimize the picture window. There we go. And, oh yeah, we can put that one behind for now. Okay, moving to our web pages, and guess where we are starting? It is, of course, the XR peak week peak. I need to move this plastic frame again. It doesn't seem to work very well with everything. So we need it back up there, really, don't we? Okay, that looks a bit better. In world. Right, okay, this is the Scar Ghost. Cue the music. Or maybe not. Yeah, we had it ready. Yeah, I should know. And yeah, Tony Vitillo to be. This is his roundup of the previous week, so it's not the week we just finished, which, by the way, was the week ending 1st of May, which, of course, is when we're broadcasting this live. His is the week before that. This is actually the 250th edition of the XR Weekly. Well, he's only about 4 times this, and he'll be catching up with Kent Bai, who's also back this week with Voices of VR. Only one, but you know, it can't come back that quickly. Right, okay, so it's a roundup of news. All I can tell you is to go to scarghost.com, SKARREDGHOST.com, and there you will, of course, find all the hoo-ha. Except I don't know where I don't know where I am. Where am I reading list here? Okay, I'm going to go to the top here and just do it from wherever I am. Okay. On here. This virtuality system turns you into an NPC. Right, this is at syfy.com, syfy.com. Despite the sound, you have to use the Y's. Don't ask me why. Ha ha. Okay. syfy.com. This is a bit sinister. Stop playing games. The games will play you. Apparently, it's a lot of people think this is a bit nightmarish, including me. You might get me in a helmet normally, but instead of using the kit to immerse yourself in a virtual world, you go into a virtual world, and the world itself uses the kit to do you. Blurring the lines between IRL in real life and digital experience. New research is making the overlap even more concrete. Well, concrete's the right adjective, I don't know. A recent paper entitled Electrical Head Attenuation, Enabling Interactive Systems to Directly Manipulate Head Orientation. It describes a system which uses electric stimulation to control head movements of players in a VR environment, presumably via their Zuki helmet or whatever. Anyway, it's well-established electrical muscle stimulation, basically, but it's often utilised for medical rehabilitation and stuff like that, but by delivering low-level shocks to the neck muscles. So I think I think this has been with me all my life. Didn't they used to call it ECT, electrical cardiographic therapy,
Yeah,
which
possibly.
basically,
The
which
TENS
is
unit.
basically Yeah, it was meant to
Yeah.
cure people with bad nerves. Instead, it made them mental patients. It's banned these days. I know that in England, anyway. But yeah, I've never actually been that keen on the idea of inducing electric shocks in people as any kind of method of therapy, let alone recreation. Um, the nearest I came to it was when I was a kid and I managed to stick a fork into an electric toaster and flew halfway across the hotel room.
Wow, that's exciting.
Literally, quite literally. Apparently, I just flew backwards off the chair of the breakfast table and ended up on the floor, a little way away from where I'd been sitting.
That's
Never
quite a
again,
sight.
I tell myself, never again. Keep that electricity. I don't even like wiring up plugs in case they blow up when I plug them in. Anyway, I'm dithering as usual. So you'll find this at sci-fi.com, syfy.com. Moving on to um, more haptic stuff. Facial expressions could be used to interact with virtual reality. Yes, more haptics. This time they want they're not only sticking a thing on your face and tracking your eyes, but they now reckon they can track all the facial expression that you have, and somehow presumably project that onto avatars. So technology out of Australia. It's hands free, a new virtual reality technology. Um, okay, regardless, when you've got a headset on, you're normally interacting with hand controllers, whereas this setup will make virtual worlds more accessible to people who can't use their hands. He, other similar tech lets people move through virtual worlds using treadmills and eye trackers, but not all people can walk treadmill. Most people find it a challenge to stay at one spot long enough for the VR system to register the action. Simply making faces may be an easier way for those who are disabled to navigate VR. Well, yeah, good to know that all this stuff is happening, and you can find out quite a little bit more about it here. And when I say here, I've got to read out a long URL, so I better get it. Obviously, you'll find the direct URL on my Twitter account, twitter.com/Mal Burns. But sciencenewsforstudents.org. I'm not even going to read that out. You can guess how that's spelled. Science News for Students, all one word. Typical, squashing exercise. Dot
It
org.
it's funny because facial movements are about all my avatar can do here. I just
well,
sit here, move my head, but I can wink and I can smile.
we're ahead of the curve here, aren't we?
Yeah.
This is just some new company who thinks it knows it all in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're in the open metaverse. We know all this. We've known it for
Yeah.
20 years. But we'll see. We'll see. Right. Okay. Moving on. Improbable. A British company, originally in Cambridge, now in London, responsible for a backbone system that um, they have always wanted to build the backbone structure for the metaverse that connects worlds and things together. There are a number of games and virtual worlds that license their platform, as it were. Um, but as far as I know, none of the worlds that run on Improbable IO's back end system actually connects yet with other worlds. Even as far as I know, other worlds authored on the same system. I guess this is down to licensing. They're licensing a technology for people to make their own virtual worlds or metaverse instances. Most of the commercial sales of these things are going to companies whose the thing they're least interested in at the moment, at least, is interoperability. But I reckon they're probably banking on a time when suddenly their clients will say, "Hey, can we have interoperability so we can go to our friends' world?" Who knows? But their system certainly allows for all this, and it was very many years in the making before it went public, about 3 years ago. Um, Anyway, also Yuga Labs, which is the one here, Other Side Metaverse, it's called. Um, Creators of the Board Ape Yacht Club. I keep wondering what all that's about. A gamified, interoperable metaverse is currently in development called Other Side. It blends mechanics for massively multiplayer online play and games, Web3 enabled virtual worlds, In partnership with Improbable, the metaverse technology company, they aim to create a meta RPG universe where players own the world, where any NFT, oh god, we're into this stuff again. Any non-fungible testicle. Oh, but I can't remember. A token. Sorry.
Ah.
I remember last week's advert. Never mind.
Mhm. Mhm.
Anyway, read all about it here. We don't have time to go into all that, but you will find this at Improbable IO, IMPROBABLE .io. And moving down my list, this is a post at VentureBeat, and it's nice. I always like articles like this. Building a mindful metaverse. Now, guess what? It's a Vimeo embed, and it's embedded at the wrong size by the look of it. Too many sites do this. Um, okay, I'll have to let you go here and listen to it. There's a brief summary here too. Um, uh, Nana Reeves, the CEO of something called Trip, was speaking at the GamesBeat Summit, which has been happening, and I think it's continued to happen for a few days anyway. Yeah, I'm not going to activate that now. I don't think I've actually got that downloaded into Mastodon, yes. So we'll leave that there. Right, moving on to VRScout.com. Researchers are using AR and VR tech to control the human body. This is literally the same news, as it were, that we covered a second ago with another post. So this is actually a totally different post that goes into it from a slightly more technical orientation, rather less sensationalist, shall we say. And as you can see, they've got pictures and schematics to help you with that. You'll find this one at venturebeat.com, venturebeat.com. And, oh, what did I just do? Okay, this is the one I meant to click on, actually build it. Oh, no, I did this. Yeah, so sorry, I'm getting confused here. Let me bin the ones I've already shown you, otherwise we'll be in a pickle. Right. This week in XR, this is at Forbes.com, Forbes.com. This is the weekly end of the week roundup, as opposed to Scott goes to the beginning of the week. This is the end of the week, and it's authored by Charlie Fink. Talking about tasers in the metaverse, Snaps, Tinkerbell, and the Meta Store. Interesting stuff. Most of the stuff he covers is not directly in my field of reference, as it were. It's more of the greater metaverse and a more mass market sort of approach to what's happening in the technology world, so to speak. So Forbes.com for that one. And welcome back now. We're up to episode 1079, would you believe, of Voices of VR podcast. He's Kent Barr, who runs this, has not actually. Yeah, he's been tweeting all the while, and I think he's been traveling to lots of events and things, so no doubt recording a whole load of interviews, which we'll get in due course. But it's been a good few weeks since he's had any Voices of VR podcasts up. When they are up, you sometimes get to about 12 of them a week, so he's not slacking as a rule. Anyway, this week he interviewed Anna Brzezinska, who's the new immersive curator of the Tribeca Film Festival. So all very good there. If you think I'm rushing, it's because I am. We have limited time here. Right, this is a good headline. Evil twins and digital elves. Oh, that sounds like something. Right, how the metaverse will create new forms of fraud and deception. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Let's say we didn't warn you. There's always good news where there's bad news, and bad news where there's good news, I guess. We're obsessed with technologies that blur the boundaries of what's real and what's fabricated. And the hottest fields right now are being defined by how effectively they can deceive us, i.e. the metaverse and artificial intelligence. And it looks at both general sort of overview. I do like evil twins and digital elves. I keep thinking it's digital selves, but then I click. Yeah. So some interesting reading there. That's interesting. Metaverse 2030. Oh, I suppose that's meant to be a sort of like Alec Guinness and hologram from Star Wars, but no, that's 2030. I don't know. Anyway, I do read that. Now, you'll find this one at a site called thebigthink.com, and they are thinking big, obviously. BIGTHINK.com. Think big. No, big. Start again. Bigthink.com. Think big. Da-da. Right, this is a creator who's well, he's all over the place, he's particularly in Second Life. His name is Brino. He's got a website at brinoblogspot.com, BRYNOH dot blogspot, or one word.com. And he has some thoughts on Meta and the metaverse, as does most of the planet at the moment. Um, uh, I noticed Facebook lost a ridiculous amount of money this week, and Zuckerberg came online and said, "This metaverse thing I'm doing might not be finished until 2030." So he's extended his timeline, but people in his organisation are complaining he's obsessed by his own vision of the metaverse and is neglecting Facebook proper. So who knows what's going on? Anyway, Bruno has some of his own thoughts there, and good thoughts they are too. I'm not reading them all out. Why would I? You've got a link you can click on. Brino.blogspot.com. So, removing. Dear me, dear me. Okay, a whole new world, the metaverse. This is a whole new world. It is. This is like called Deloitte. I think. Well, I think that's how you pronounce it. A whole new world, the metaverse, and what it could mean for you. Metaverse technology and its implications for business leaders. This one is interesting in that, as a consumer, it might not be of that interest, but it's it's written for enterprise readers. You know what executives can do about it and what it all means. It's rudimentary, but yeah, it's not about any given platform as such. There's quite a lot more to read there, but it's not showing up on the reader view. Right, now, this is a weird address too. I've come across these before. One, I don't normally read out WW business with websites, but this one actually, I think I need to because it's HTTP, blah, blah. WWW2, this is the number 2, remember, so it's the secondary way. WWW2 dot DELOITT.com. So that's on Web 2. What isn't? Anyway, right, moving on. Business Cloud Company UK. So it's a business cloud, or one word, .co.uk. And they say that the UK metaverse, well, nah, they got it a bit wrong. It's a metaverse startup in the UK. But what is the metaverse? Who knows? Anyway, this UK metaverse startup is going to take on Facebook's Meta. Yay! All for the Brits here, I must say. Chalou does not require a headset or high-end computer for its immersive environments, and it's raising VC funding from, guess what? Oculus investor. Except the name Oculus has been retired now. It's now something called Quest, apparently. Quest and its questionable helmet. There you go. Quest questionable. I'm really good at this hijacking stuff, aren't I? Right, let's it's news. You read out about it. They've got money. They can't be trying to squash Facebook if they're using Oculus, can they? That's yeah. You find this stuff all the while. People announcing something brand new that is not related to anything else, and it turns out they're using everybody else's technology to make or access their own. So it's all those. I went to it was a media conference. Oh, it would have been back in the 90s at one of the big trade fairs in the UK, and there was somebody really blew it. I don't know who it was. It might have been LinkedIn, or my memory may be wrong. But it was a big company, and they were launching something that was really big in those days, and they were showing it off on the booth, and everybody was sort of wowing and whatever. And there's somebody peeked behind the booth and found out that they were publishing this thing, they were promoting it for Windows, which was kind of the only thing in sight at these kind of conferences. But behind the booth, they were running it all on Macintoshes. And when that was found out, their credibility went plonk. So, yes, don't know what was that. Yeah, the same idea there. Okay. Um, Back to the Skull Ghost. So, we can cue the music, as it were, again. Yoo-hoo! He last week was Lava Virtual. It was a conference held in Paris, and he was there, of course, being Italian European, and so he's done a hands-on this week with Cleverpoint and Patch XR, which were a couple two good experiences of XR hardware that he actually saw while he was there. He was using Lenovo glasses, action haptic suit. He gets into everything he does. But anyway, this is sort of a review of his experiences there with those two things in particular. Moving on to PR Daily. The public relations potential of the metaverse. Well, it would be a PR Daily, wouldn't it? Um, they're basically, talking about what PR professionals could do in the metaverse. Again, they're falling into, oh, this is our article on the metaverse for our profession. Still not knowing what the metaverse means, but they seem to have a better idea than some. Unfortunately, when it comes to defining it, if they don't go back to the novels, they end up going back to the fast books. So whatever. But is it a priority for PR people, etc., etc.? I don't know, but they've got a bit. They've got a bit to say about it from their point of view. Yeah. Well, what else? Right, get that one out of the way. Scott Ghost out of the way. Okay, we must be getting near the end. I haven't got here yet. Right. XRtoday.com. Nreal Air smart glasses, which I rather like the look of, I must say, have actually launched here in the UK. I haven't seen anybody with any yet, but I wouldn't mind trying them on somewhere. I think, however, that they're launched in the UK in partnership with EE, not British Telecom. It's just described as British Telecom as well. EE are like Virgin or Sky. They basically provide mobile phone services. So um, presumably the Nreal glasses will patch into work with your mobile phone, but you may have to have an EE subscription for it to work. But anyway, they're live in Japan and they're about 345 US dollars. So expect it to be about 299 or something in English pounds. And E claims that 35% of the UK public has expressed interest in mobile methods of big screen media sharing, which is a unique feature of the Nreal glasses. So, sort of thing I might drop a couple of pennies on if I find them and actually get to try them on somewhere first. Right, moving on, get rid of that one. This is just an interesting history thing at cesium, .com, I think they're called cesium.com. And oh god, here we go again. The evolution of computer graphics. Once again, you can hardly see the video embedded on that page, but they look back at ray tracing and basically, NVIDIA have been involved in this for a long time. So it's a conversation about history basically, and anybody who's I will find this interesting, even though I can sort of remember quite a bit of it. So anybody interested in the history of the graphics side of things is definitely quite fun. From ping pong, table tennis to special effects for movies. It's all in the storybook of computer graphics. Okay, talking of early days of the metaverse in the built environment. This one is. This really is architecture and stuff, really, isn't it? Okay, they've repeated a lot of interpretation from Zuckerberg. Um, okay, and venture capitalism. Got this nice little graph here, basically. Gaming was high adoption. Retail, virtual events and concerts is a moderately high. Low adoption for offices, restaurants and social clubs, and very low adoption for hotels, residential construction. So bit of analysis there on the built environment. Okay. I'm looking at my screeny thingy. 30 minutes in. Right, we got 15 minutes left. Okay, the Exile Week Peak. Yeah, you indeed. You've seen that one already, so I can dispose of that. And, wonderful. Okay. Oh, I've got a load more stuff here, but it's actually for the next show. Now, finally, what we do. Oh, right. I'm going to delete this from my list here because this week I've decided there's an easier way to show you what's at Mastodon. Okay, this is my feed at Mastodon, which is at Metaworld / at Mastodon social. Oh no, sorry, mastodon.social / at Metaworld. Yeah, well, slight problem using the screen instead. Okay, all these links actually on my Twitter feed, twitter.com / Mal Burns anyway. As embeds, they then take you here and you can view them here, or you can indeed click through to YouTube or Vimeo or wherever the other places are. Okay, mostly discussion things. This one, introducing the Metaverse Creation Lab. That's at YouTube. This week in Exile, the podcast version with Charlie Fink and Ted Schilowitz, and their guest is Steve Sinclair, not of Sinclair What's This, but of Mojo Vision. Also, Metaverse Art Tour Part 2, Circular Communities in Regenera, topic Altspace VR. I think Eva Henning was too, but anyway, so it's a video of the tour. All these, as I tell you, are probably YouTube. This is a rather interesting one. State of the Enterprise Metaverse. It's in what it says it is. Unless you're interested in enterprise aspects of things, this is probably going to be a bit boring for you. But it's quite an interesting chat, and it wasn't particularly long, I hasten to add. Univirtual Experience 2022. What new up-to-date stuff here? How VR is redefining soft skills training using, in their case, Engage XR, which is a platform. I'm very fond of my Open Sims and everything else, but I do quite like Engage, to be honest. So it's a nice platform. I'm getting a noise coming up as well. Right, F Reality podcast came out a couple of days ago, episode 201, mostly to do with games, but their brief is mixed reality kind of stuff. Part 1 of the Metaverse Art Tour earlier in the week, April 29th. New Art City with the artists of Regenera and Design Science Studio. All Night, this is the OR organisation, Augmented World Expo, but they have different meeting nights around the world. This one was in Seoul, which is South Korea, and they had a meet up there. Ori, what's his name? He's at everyone, regardless in the world it is. Okay, so that was chat there. Also, earlier in the week, of course, our favourite programme. Did you watch it, James? Any comments?
Yeah, I sure did. They rehashed a little bit of things, but went a little bit about Amazon getting into looking at VR gaming. They've posted some positions, so it's really just been Meta and Microsoft,
Yeah.
doing the stuff. And then I thought it was interesting. They talked about how Meta has opened a retail store. And so, they have been, they're speculating, probably like Meta certainly is speculating that having that store like the Apple Store where you can go in and, talk to a genius could help further their ambitions with the platform. So I thought that was
Yeah.
interesting.
I didn't include a link to that, but
Yeah.
I did notice that. I mean, also, of course, it like I was talking about the Unreal glasses. I mean, it's only one store at the moment, so it's not
Right.
like they're all over the world. But if there is some way you can go on and try these things on
Yep.
before you buy them, that is a real plus.
That's a big plus.
Of course, you don't want to do that if you've got an inferior product, of course. So
Right. Right.
it's a bit of a tight, it's a tight one. And maybe the minute you go in the front door, of course, they'll demand your Facebook account ID. So
One has to wonder, right?
yeah, or they probably know it already from your mobile phone.
Probably know it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Okay, well that's a good thing as always. There was a post from mixed reality. No, God, what's the bloody program called? Anyway, one of them was away, so they are passed on doing it this week. Mixed realities. Oh, forget. Okay, those of you in Britain probably know this chap, a brand. Um, this was fun. Oh, I don't want to click through. This is fun. He's very loud mouthed, but he really he's a comedian in the UK, and yeah. Well, if you want somebody to just shout hilarious like you for about 20 minutes, never letting up on knocking
Mm-hmm.
Zuckerberg,
Mm-hmm.
you've got it. So this is actually a great one to watch. And oh, I think this is from the week before. Here we are between matches. That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah, so they posted on Twitter there was no edition this week basically because one of them's on holiday. Not ill or anything, just on holiday. So get a fill in. Never mind. Right, I would have volunteered if you'd wanted me.
Okay, I'll remember that for the future.
Ah, yes, indeed. So we're now back to that again, aren't we? Let me. I do believe we've done all the. Yeah, we've done all these links. Yes, of course, I know where we've done the pictures, but we have not done the download video department. Right. There's a little widget telling you what the hour and date is here in the UK. If you're not here in the UK, you might wonder what the hell it's all about. But it just was something to fill the screen I found from my old shockwave altering days. Okay, so let's have a look at some pertinent stuff.
Immerse Summit won't be contained to four walls. It's a world-class, citywide experience. We're taking over the entire waterfront of Funchal and will travel through other cultural landmarks for night summits, talks, workshops, and immersive adventures. There is no other conference format like Immerse.
Right. Oh, God, I've got the a bit in the wrong place there. I'm just going to pull that back a bit so you've got it if you want it. There you go. So it's not until September, so 3 days in September in Portugal, the Immerse Global Summit. But that was just the first of what I expect to be many trailers. This next one is all about a platform called the Mal. Basically, they put together a virtual environment, and now I guess they want you to open shops in their environment. So I guess as a sort of metaversey project, the idea is they have a shopping mall called the Mall, and you will go to it to find various shops that may or may not be there. This is Alloverse. The Mal one was very short, as you realise. This is Alloverse. Work and play in the metaverse is what they say. And it's part of the
metaverse. Broadly speaking, the metaverse can be defined as a virtual world where we can live, work, travel, and play. But it doesn't actually exist yet. And just like Gaudi's cathedral, the Sagrada Familia, it may take a while to complete. But that hasn't stopped businesses of all shapes and sizes from trying to get involved. JP Morgan, HSBC, Gucci, and Coca-Cola are among a few of the firms that have dabbled with the metaverse so far. And of course, there's Meta, the company formerly known as Facebook. While the metaverse is mostly science fiction at this stage, there are some early versions out there that show us what might be possible. Here at Barcelona's Mobile World Congress, many of them are on display. Let's take a look. Many in the tech industry claim that the metaverse is the next phase of the internet. Companies like Meta are hailing it as this sort of utopia that will make the time we spend online more interactive and fun. They also say it will present businesses with new ways to make money. A lot of money. One report estimates that the metaverse economy could be worth between 8 and 13 trillion by 2030. But getting there is going to require significant investment. The metaverse...
Okay, I'm not I'm not going to play all of this. It's over 6.5 minutes long, and that would take us to absolutely the end of the show. So we've got a couple of other things to fill that time with, I'm afraid. 30 seconds is more like it. This is Lund, Sweden. Oh. Okay, that's... Sorry. Okay, this is 4 minutes. This is Vive headset people with their Mars cam track. I'll run most of this, I think. Yeah, we'll get this in.
Just to make it better. Introducing Vive Mars Cam Track. Virtual production made simple. Mars makes pipelines fast, easy, and affordable by consolidating the entire camera tracking workflow into a compact, plug-and-play solution with professional-grade features.
The barrier to entry was pretty massive if you didn't know the landscape already. But with Mars, it's basically like a plug-and-play system where I can get those project files from anywhere in the world that are absolutely gorgeous and then have them set up within like 15 minutes.
Vive Mars is the most affordable professional camera tracking solution in the market, and it does so by leveraging the Vive tracking technology, but combining it with Genlock and timecode support, which is essential for professional production. When it comes to lens calibration, which is traditionally one of the most time-consuming things to get right, with Mars, the fact that the calibration board is something that's also tracked has given us way more flexibility and leniency. It's becoming way more fault tolerant.
My DIY tracking system that I had built was just not up to snuff. We had loose cables, things were falling apart, we were losing tracking. When HTC hit me up and said, hey, Sam, we got a magic box that's going to solve all your problems, I was like, well, I would certainly love to use it.
Right, enough of that. Went to obviously the Vive headset doesn't necessarily come into that, but the camera is Vive Mars, and the tracking technology is the same that Vive did for the Vive headset, but this is obviously for movie and similar production kind of thing. Oh, great! It would be great fun if I was still at the age to go into studios and play with that kind of stuff, wouldn't it be? Yes. Right. Okay. I think that is yeah, that is it. I've got some more here, but they are not part of what we're about to do now. So let me dispose of the ones I don't need. Make things a wee bit more manageable. And yeah, they're all a bit jumbled up there today. When you've got a video clip that's all about 10 seconds long and runs straight into the next one. Okay, so I've got those out of the playlist here, and we're now back on the
pants, whatever you want to do.
Right, and that is just there. I'm leaving it there for another reason, so I can now put this screen away, please. Right, here we are, and yeah, okay. How are we going to leave? How are we going to leave this? I know how we'll leave it.
I could just turn the button off.
Yeah, or of course I can. I've lost the I've lost that wonderful movie I had.
Oh.
Of the with the scripted clock in it. So yeah, we're back to normal stuff now. So we'll just do that. Oh no, I can't do that either. Come on, hide. There we are. So you can see my desktop now, just on its own. James, your thoughts on all that? We have just about made it into the 45 minutes.
Yeah, no, nothing in particular. It's interesting watching the different players in VR move and shift around, and I am very curious about what Amazon might be doing with their movement. But The future is, oh, what's my favorite line? The future is always in motion.
Yes,
So
indeed.
Star Wars, yeah.
Which is always in motion, yeah, until
Yep.
the oil runs,
Until the oil runs out, right?
oil runs out. Yes. And I don't know where we'll be then.
I don't know where.
Hopefully not knocking on Russia's door anyway.
Mhm.
Right, okay. Yeah, well, that's it for this week. We've got a remarkable amount into it. I've allocated 45 minutes this week. We will be back with another bunch of news this time next week too. I keep thinking it's going to be a quiet week because it's a holiday weekend, but I think it's only a holiday weekend. I think it's only a holiday weekend in the UK, so that's not actually going to affect too much else. Nothing much this week. If you're into jumping around in virtual worlds on the Hypergrid, for example, there'll be the first of the new Hypergrid Safaris, I think, is on Wednesday the 4th. But we'll be getting to that on our following program, actually, which is more in that department, so to speak. So, what I can say is stay safe, everybody. Keep away from those spiky little microscopic balls, or viruses, that is.
Mm-hmm.
Stay away from any limp cannons pointing your way. And stay away from sunspots. Who knows? Just stay away from anything that is dangerous. Stay indoors and enjoy your life in virtual space. Because that's all you really need until you run out of food. Until next week, that's it for us. Bye-bye.